Crushing a high-ticket remote sales interview is usually the last test between you and the position that you're looking for. And in this video, I'm gonna show you how to absolutely nail your interviews so you're gonna have the top offers in the space, practically begging to hire you. By the way, my name is Kyle. I'm the founder of Aura, which is a high-ticket remote sales company. And everything we do for reps is 100% free, including our 100% free job board of proven opportunities currently hiring and all of our recruitment services. And I've helped over 200 people so far upgrade their high-ticket remote sales positions. And yes, I've been there and done that myself. I've collected over $5 million firsthand cash collected and managed 3 different teams that all set all-time company revenue records. So when I'm talking about how to crush interviews, it's from first-hand experience. With that, let's dive in. First off, there's 3 questions that come up in almost every single interview, and these can make or break an interview. So if you nail these, you're already ahead of 90% of the other candidates. The first question is, why do you think you'd be a good fit for this position or company? And basically for this, you want to start by admiring something you like about the company. I love how you help people get into great shape and lose weight. Or I love how you help people retire and just do what they want to do with all the passive income or semi-passive income that they're making, right? And then you go directly into tying in how your past experience is setting you up to crush it for their offer as well. So the next question that comes up over and over again is, what got you interested in this specific position or company? And the first key for this one is you want to do some research about the company before the interview, no matter what company you're interviewing for. This is going to come up almost every single time, so you want to make sure to be prepared. So look through their website, look through their video sales letter. If they have a YouTube, kind of just scan through, choose 1 or 2 videos until you feel like you really understand what the company does and what they stand for. Once again, this answer is very similar to the last one, where you point out things that you admire about the company, their offer, the services they provide, and then you also just tie it back to highlighting a couple things from your past experience and how that's going to position you to be one of their top producers here as well. And the final question that comes up almost every single interview is, tell me about your qualifications or experience. So for this one, before you even hop on the interview, you should have your 3 best statistics from your past experience in closing or setting already there, ready to go. So when this one comes, you just highlight your top 3 best stats, and then you tie your experience back to, once again, crushing it for this offer. So if you do not have any experience, for any time experience comes up, what you can do is first you have to own that. Like, look, I'm brand new to sales. And then you show how you have skills or past experiences that will translate very well to this. Like, I've been training with this coach, doing role plays, right? Or I've done this other customer service role and this, or I helped with this business, and even though it wasn't officially a sales job, I actually did sales for it, right? So you want to make sure you prepare for this question in advance, even if you don't have experience yet, because very often, sometimes people without experience, if they just crush an interview, they can kind of slide past and get hired even ahead of people that are way more experienced than them. So now that you know how to crush the 3 most common questions on these interviews, I also put together a Google Doc of the top 10 most common questions and sample responses. If you're one of those people that just want to do everything you can to be in the position to absolutely nail your interview, then you can check that out with the link in the description. With that, there's one final question that rookies get absolutely crushed by over and over again. And it's not even a real question. It's called a pull away test. And this is basically where the person interviewing you will say something like, hey, your experience sounds good, but I'm just not seeing top producer material here. And most reps totally panic here and blow their interview here, but seasoned closers get that this means that they're super close to the finish line. And this is really just a test to see if you'll cave in to pressure or when things get hard. The mistake is what rookies do is they get defensive or they agree, right? But a seasoned top producer would hear someone say that you don't look like a top producer, and their response would basically be like, "You're kidding, right? I've been a top producer for pretty much every company I've ever closed for. If I was with your company, like I would be your number one guy. Like, this is a joke, right?" And this is because they're basically testing your confidence, your conviction, your ability to handle objections and when you have challenges in the sales process. And usually when you hear this one, it is the last question before they decide whether or not they want to hire you. So now that you're not going to get crushed by the rookie trap, we're ready to move on to what questions you should ask the interviewer. And with that, it's time to flip the script, because one thing about top producers is they usually are vetting the opportunity in an interview as much as the interviewer is vetting their ability and how good of a fit that they are. And when you ask smart questions back, it shows that you are valuable, you are talented. You're not going to just take whatever you can get or settle for anything. You are a top tier talent, right? And you're going to make sure that this is a great opportunity, because since you're so talented and valuable, you need to make sure it's good enough for you, right? With that, here are 4 questions you can ask that not only give you a better understanding of whether or not this opportunity is a good fit for you, but also give the interviewer a greater sense of your value. Number 1, what do your top closers earn per year? Number 2, what separates your top closers from the rest? Number 3, what does success look like in the first 90 days? Number 4, if I crush it here, what's the long-term path for me? When you ask questions like this, it separates you from all the other candidates and they start seeing you as a standout top talent. With that, many companies will actually run multiple interviews before they decide to hire someone. And when they do this for sales positions, it usually includes a role play. And if you want to crush every single one of those role plays, I have 2 videos. One's on the perfect sales call structure and one's on just closing techniques, including objection handles. These are the same strategies I use to make over $250,000 in commissions in 1 year and set all-time revenue records at multiple companies while managing teams and teaching them these same strategies. And the links for those are in the description. So the next area that we're going to focus on is how you present yourself. And one of my favorite quotes about this is that opportunities present themselves to those who present themselves. And that means more often that you need to put yourself out there to get opportunities. But what it also means is the way you put yourself out there gets you opportunities too, right? If you dress professional, right? If you sound competent, intelligent, caring, right? All those things, the way that you present yourself could be the final ticket to get you over the edge, because qualifications is usually just what gets you to the point of being considered, but it's likability. Straight up, after helping over 200 people get hired, once they know you're qualified, it's usually just how much do they like you that gets you over the finish line. But getting back to your overall presentation, essentially, first things first, you want to make sure that you're dressed adequately, right? You want to either look like exactly how the top producers dress, basically like the same level of professionalism, or a little bit more. So basically, I see people not get hired all the time. I get called by founders telling me this guy wore a t-shirt, right? Or this guy just looked not professional, right? I get those calls and texts all the time for people underdressing, but I have never heard someone not get hired for being too dressed up. So if you're unsure about whether to dress up a little bit more or a little bit less, I personally recommend to dress up a little bit more, because after getting over 200 people into better positions and counting, I once again have never seen people go wrong from overdressing so far. Finally, the better your video quality, the better your audio quality, the better your backdrop, the more it helps, right? Especially if you're closing on Zoom or Google Meet, right? When they see you show up, they're imagining you taking calls like that. So like when your backdrop and your audio and your video and the internet and everything's working great, they have full confidence you're going to represent the company well. But if you're having connection issues or they can't hear what you're saying, then I've seen many people not get hired for those reasons. Next up is body language and energy. Almost 6 years ago now, when I was brand new to high ticket remote sales, everyone would say that I talked so laid back and I sounded too calm and too relaxed, right? And one of my mentors recommended that I stand up, which I'm still standing up now, right? And instantly I had more energy on the calls. I sounded more interested, confident, present. I was getting more sales, even though I was a setter when I first started doing that. And then eventually got promoted within a few weeks, got offered that management position. And once again, standing up, if your energy and tone are low, may help for you. If you're too excited, then you might need to sit down or something. But a couple other things, having good eye contact makes a big difference. Smiling makes a big difference. Tonality makes a big difference. Hand gestures increase trust and increase how believable you are. I have an entire video where I break down the #1 ranked voice coach in the world, what he teaches about tonality, and then all the things I've learned about body language too, 100% for free on YouTube. There's a link for that as well. Now, 87% of sales are conducted in the follow-up on average, right? So big area to increase the amount of hires you get from interviews is to have a good follow-up strategy, right? You're basically selling the idea to the interviewer that you're going to be a great asset to the team. So make sure to follow up. A good way to follow up is to send an email thanking them for considering you and you're super excited to run it up for the team, stuff like that. And then just drip on them, follow up. The last time I was in a true sales job, I literally just followed up a couple times, right? And he said that he thought I was overqualified, but the fact that I was following up is what prompted him to pull me in. I also put a template for an email script that you can use, fill in the blank template as your first follow-up as well. If you're interested, once again, in the description. So if you have any questions that you would like answered, please drop it in the comments. And if you feel like I missed anything, drop that in the comments as well. And also please share this with another rep who could use some help finding their next position. And once again, we have a free job board of proven opportunities currently hiring right now. So if you know any reps looking for a good new offer, please be a good friend and pass that on as well. And with that, been in the space for over 5 years now, invested over 100 grand into personal development, and I'm dropping the best things that I learned for free here on YouTube. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next gems.